Since 1948, St. Vincent Catholic Charities has provided services to thousands of children, families, and adults of all beliefs, helping them to transform their lives. These are some of their stories. Mike and Missy had 2 daughters and then experienced several years of infertility. They decided to begin the process of adoption with a local agency.
I went and picked up this little boy who was severely neglected. His mouth was rotting, his teeth were rotten. We adopted Micah and he was 5 when everything was final and complete. We felt really good. We were finished. And he's 11 and doing amazing.
Mike and Missy had 2 more daughters, and years later, they decided to provide a loving home to more children through adoption. Through STVCC, they also found Micah's biological brothers.
When we decided that we really wanted to adopt again, we went with St. Vincent. It just is amazing to see how God really worked in our lives.
You know, St. Vincent, they're really good, very professional through the foster care as well as through the adoption process. They're very helpful.
It made a world of difference in our journey. We fell in love with a little boy at our church who was in foster care and transitioned him into our home.
St. Vincent is really knit into the community and humanitarian needs in general. And they knew the history of Micah's family. As we were in the process of fostering Marcus and eventually adopting him, St. Vincent's let us know there was a biological brother. And then we found out later that there was another biological brother. That's how we found out about Mason and Mac, that they were in the system as well. St. Vincent was able to help us to unite a family.
Well, I think about all these brothers and sisters to I think it is to be having fun.
You're never bored.
The fact that you can be there to love a child is an amazing blessing to be a part of. The kids are very happy. They love each other.
Each child is unique and wonderfully made. And, you know, they're a blessing from God.
Regina shared court-mandated custody of her 15-year-old son and 12-year-old daughter with their father. She was in the process of building a better life for them when circumstances out of her control left them unexpectedly homeless.
I went to a job fair down in Las Vegas, Nevada, and had found a better job, so I gave my 2-week notice. I gave furniture, clothes, everything away. My children were with their dad till the end of the school year. An incident occurred where he got in a great altercation. The police got involved. They could no longer stay with them. So I found myself back here in Lansing with no place to stay, no furniture, nothing, which led us to the shelter out in East Lansing. They had all the paperwork to help us to apply for all the housing assistance.
In order to help as many people as possible, shelters must set limits on the length of time people can stay. Regina was forced to move shelters during the winter months.
We switched over to the second shelter where we were in a dorm life setting. My son would have to actually stay in one side of the shelter with all the men, and I didn't want it like that. We made a decision for him to go back and stay with his dad's parents. After about a month, I found a job. There's curfews at the second shelter where we had to be in at 6 p.m. I had to make curfew. It was one of the coldest winters we had. A lot of people died that year, froze to death.
St. Vincent Catholic Charities gave Regina and her daughter the help they needed to move into the safety of their own home so they could begin to rebuild their lives.
While at the second shelter, it's only a 30-day program. When I was down to my last week, it was my St. Vincent caseworker who called me, and we were able to get out into our own place. I really appreciate my caseworker, Miss Charlene. She helped with the budgeting and goals, and one of the things Miss Charlene challenged me to do was just talk to someone as far as going back to school. In January, I'll be going back to school to finish the math degree that I started. I liked it. I appreciated it, all the help that I got through the St. Vincent program. Being homeless, even though it was hard and frustrating on me and the kids, I'm very, very proud of them. My daughter The 8th grade year got 4.0 the last 2 semesters. My son just graduated last year. Yesterday he moved into Ferris State, so he's officially grown.
It's important to help other people just because you don't know what they're going through. They might need it, and you might need their help one day. We were out of the shelter because of people's help. I am wonderfully made, and my mother is wonderfully made.
The Congo and surrounding countries were facing conflict. In the smaller Congolese towns, militia groups had formed and were killing their own Congolese neighbors who did not share their ethnic heritage. Freddie was a famous musician and successful business owner. When Freddie refused to join a militia group and kill other Congolese, he, his wife, and children were forced to run for their lives, and in the flight, tragically lost their daughter Kapinga.
One evening, I see a certain group, they came, they start proposing me to join the army. And my answer was no. How could I leave my family? And then they said, okay, if you refuse, we're gonna kill you. So one day I went to the church. On my way coming back, I just see a big flame.
And my daughter also, she was somewhere, but I don't know. Me, I think maybe she went with his father at the church.
I see one guy, he just say, Freddie, where you going? Don't you see what happened at your house? But I asked him, what about my wife and children? He said, no, you have to run fast because they are looking for you. Arriving in Zimbabwe, I was just alone and frustrated.
I leave my country with my three boys. And when I reach Zimbabwe, I think maybe I can meet Freddie with my daughter. But Freddie was alone.
We never knew where is Kapinga.
I leave my daughter, she was 11 years old. So I don't know if can I see her again or not.
It is so painful.
Freddie, Amy, and their children were forced into a refugee camp. Amidst the hunger and scarcity, they adopted 2 children in need, a young niece who suffered from severe physical disabilities and a young boy who had been abandoned.
A refugee camp is a worst place to live. People are hungry. We have poor treatment when the children are sick. There is no good life there.
After 6 long years in the refugee camp, Freddie, Amy, and their children were resettled to Lansing, Michigan through St. Vincent Catholic Charities and began to find hope once more.
When we reached Lansing, we found Alphonsine, our case manager. So they give us a code. We go home, we find food, a new bed, I can say.
Everything was ready.
Everything was ready.
It was a warm welcome.
Yeah.
We're really thankful to the St. Catholic St. Vincent. They know what they are doing. They are doing a great job. We are blessed to have you guys here. St. Vincent helped me to take all my kids to school.
When I'll be older, I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a technician. I want to be a basketball player.
I like to draw and playing with my friends and having fun.
The St. Vincent helped me to have a job, a retirement center. That is where I'm working as a host and a server. And I'm really excited about that. Yeah. I'm just learning every day. Since I reached here, I'm dreaming about music. I can talk loud through my music because I am a Christian and I sing gospel music. So we need peace, love, and respect.
I am wonderfully made.
I am wonderfully made. Even my children are wonderfully made.
Each child is unique and wonderfully made. And, you know, they're a blessing from God.
I am wonderfully made, and my mother is wonderfully made.
I am wonderfully made.
I am wonderfully made. Even my children are wonderfully made.